in order for you to achieve your full potential as a dentist, there are four things you need to know. Number one, you need to know yourself. Number two, you need to know your work. Number three, you need to know your patient. And number four, you need to apply your knowledge. Know yourself, know your work, know your patient, and apply your knowledge. Naren, that simple directive there could quite literally be something that you could revisit throughout your career, and simply use it as a way to drive yourself forward, so that you can become the best possible dentist you are capable of becoming. That simple four-step directive. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, absolutely, Gary. I love it. Actually, I know we read it for a book club not too long ago, and it was an awesome book. And I think he's a man, not just a dentist, and he lived an amazing life, not just in dentistry, but also in like everything else he did.
Yeah.
So I really
That
think,
book, by the way, is
I
titled
mean,
The
I'm not a
Philosophy.
dentist, but I was inspired by his life. I mean, he's an awesome
The book that
life,
Naren's
really.
referencing is titled The Philosophy of the Practice of Dentistry. It was written by Dr. L.D. Pankey. It's been out of print for many, many years. However, it's now reprinted. The Pankey Institute reprinted it. And you can get that book at www.pankey.org. I'd strongly recommend that you add that to your library. It'll be a book that will make a massive difference in your career. So with that kind of introduction, with things being really opened back up, with the importance of mentors, as demonstrated, in next week's episode with Dr. Barham and Dr. Sara, you are we're going to kind of dive into the different communities in dentistry. And one of the coolest things about dentistry is there's a flavor for everybody. There's quite literally, when I say flavor, I'm using playful language, but there is a group of people that you can hang out with, whether it be virtually or in person, that are interested in the same things you are. Um, I think community is something, Naren, that's very important in a dentist's career, is to have a community. Um, I've heard firsthand from many dentists that sometimes practicing dentistry can be lonely. You ever heard that sentiment expressed by any of your clients?
Yes, absolutely, Gary. I
What do they mean
have.
by that? Why do you think that can be true?
I think it takes a physical toll, isn't it? Is that what
Well, physically, but I'm talking about a loneliness is a mental issue.
yeah,
But it
because,
can be lonely because many dentists practice by themselves.
right,
But many choose to practice solo, in a solo dentist office.
right.
And they don't really get a lot of camaraderie from the local dental society because of the competitive nature sometimes. And so
Absolutely.
you go to these local meetings and it's kind of like, well, there's just not really a lot of talk of any substance.
Right.
Yeah. One of the things we do in my client work is we do mastermind meetings with our clients, small groups. And we do it virtually, do mastermind meetings. And these dentists are located all over the country, so there's none of that competitive nature. Like I don't want to share my secrets with anybody else, because these doctors practice in very different communities. And the whole concept of the mastermind, we follow the Napoleon Hill model of mastermind concept that was created many years ago. But it's the concept of all of us are smarter than any of us.
Right.
And many of our clients have said, Gary, I get so much out of these masterminds because we're openly sharing information, and I feel a camaraderie and a kinship to the dentists and the masterminds, because we're on a similar journey, and sometimes we discover different pathways through the barriers and obstacles that we all experience. But I
Yeah.
think
I mean, I
dentists,
remember I remember an experience, Gary, where this one particular dentist, a new client of yours, she was struggling, and I think she said so in one of the meetings she had with you. And then she comes into the mastermind, and then she hears all these people doing amazingly well, and she's like, maybe I think she told herself, I might be the only one who's not doing as well. Then the next time she comes in, she was one of those people, because I think the people you hang around with rubs off on you. It's like almost like, if we can do it, I can do it too.
it's Jim Rohn's quote.
Yeah.
Uh, People are the average of the five people they spend the most time with.